Shalom, all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone B'Shem Rakak Wadash. My name is Yakalba from Plaintables Camp in Philly. Now, this is based around a Kanye West interview that I'm watching, and he says something that brothers that have been in the faith for a while already know, but he says it, and that statement just further proves it, that that the so-called white man uses the Edomite, Caucasian Edomites use our people as figureheads, as tokens to sell products and to influence the minds, because Esau Edom knows that we're under the curses and that we're influenced by stupidity. All right, so that's one of the strongholds, and one of the strongholds is fashion, having a good time. That distracts our people and makes them fail, makes them buy and do stupid shit. All right, now Kanye West, he's an insider, and he might be malfunctioning right now, or it just may be a part of the plan. It doesn't really matter, but the point is that he delivers some valuable information. All right, and I watched it up to a couple of minutes, and I stopped it when I heard him say the thing about influencing. All right, because these companies are already rich. They don't need any more money. All they need is you as a slave. All right, this is Isaiah 42:2. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses, and they are a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. Meaning their minds are trapped in bullshit. All right, you got some of them like physically locked up, but the larger implication is they're snared, they're trapped in their mind, because the Edomites are leading them. A scripture just came to my mind real quick. I'll get that. Isaiah 3. Esau is in control of them. That's why he can give them the name brand shit, and they'll go buy it. They're influenced by the style, the look, and they worship that shit instead of focusing on what actually matters. They actually give a damn about that bullshit. All right. Jerusalem and Judah is fallen. As for my people, 3:12, Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and to destroy the way of thy paths. Now, who's leading Israel? Them that are younger than, and they are oppressors. For as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. I think I was just reciting Job. The children are the Edomites, and women rule over them. This is why you got Jake. They'll worship the damn woman. From Judah to Issachar, the woman's sacred. She's a piece of shit, but they'll worship a woman. We never talk bad about a woman. No matter what she do, don't you ever put your hands on her. Because they worship women. All right, and all you men that worship the woman, that think she's the most tender and delicate thing, may Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai destroy you and your whole family. All right. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and to destroy the way of thy paths. Err. Tha'aha. Wander out of the way. To wander. Physically, mentally, and morally. To cause us to err, mislead. Alright. And destroy. We got belie. Swallow up. Swallow up. To put. To be ended. Alright. To destroy. To be ended. So you follow the Edomite, the Caucasian Edomite. You follow the woman. You follow the black woman. You follow the Mexican woman, and you take the back seat. Let her make all the decisions. She's gonna lead you right to hell, and that's to your death. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule. The Edomites, the media, the Caucasian Edomite, Mashal, rule, exercise dominion. power, use power, sovereignty over something, stewardship, supremacy. So you got the woman, and you got the media, the influencers having dominion over your minds. Let's go back to Isaiah 42. This is the people, the Israelites, robbed and spoiled, and they are all of them snared in holes, meaning their mind, and they are hid in the prison houses. Therefore, pray and none delivereth, for spoil and none saith restore. Yeah, so most of Israel, they in the prison house. They're locked up. Their minds are locked up. All right, and it's being and the prison guard is the Edomite and the woman. They got their mind locked up into their doctrine. All right, I think this is what I wanted. So this is when my connection with Obama faded. Is that one? I was looking at a couple of them. Yeah. I think that's the one. This is when my connection with Obama faded, and he did like Fox did a premiere. Just gonna make that bigger. I think this is when you got a picture of Obama, right? Yeah. All right, so listen up.
One idea that was in my head about 3 minutes ago that I really want to say is that's really interesting about the when companies get the BLM managers.
What's a BLM manager?
Black Lives Matter office manager. It's basically you get a semi-influential black person to become the face of a white company.
Yeah.
Right. So that means like in the design world, in the art world, they actually would pick artists that were less talented than other artists based on their influence, not based on their actual work, because everyone is vying for influence and an opinion. Everyone is afraid of losing their opinion. So with Nike, right? Nike is as famous as, you say Nike's more famous than PayPal, right?
Yeah.
Right. What number company do you think PayPal is?
I don't know.
Number 4.
Overall?
Overall, you got, well, you know what the number 1 is, right? It's Apple.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting number 2, but number 3 is McDonald's. Then SpaceX is maybe 6 or 7. It's really interesting that as lit as Elon is, his previous company is actually still worth more than SpaceX. So what number company do you think Nike is, the Nike? Number 321. It's not there to be as big a financial company as it can be. It's there as an influencer because black people love Nike.
Now, I thought that was heavy, and that is absolutely true. Black people love Nike. It's fashionable, and you have our people's minds that are literally addicted to fashion. I mean, they have I don't want to use that word, swaggered. It's like they're really into fashion, and they don't know that it's a fucking waste of time. All right, building up your fucking wardrobe. And a lot of these guys that build up their wardrobe are fucking broke and poor mentally. All right. So I thought that was heavy when he said that. And now this is as far as I got. But I'm gonna come right back to that. And we're going to go to Nahum that talks about the witchcraft. And pretty much in a nutshell, a point is for witchcrafts, magic. All right, it says Nahum 3 and 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. All right, selleth, meaning making merchandise of them. We got makar, to sell or profit off of in some way, make as merchandise. All right, sell. All right. So they can actually profit off of us by us supporting, religiously supporting these companies. All right? Because we're snared in the prison house. We're trapped in a prison house. All right? So, I'm sure you can expound on selling nations, but that's what I got. And witchcrafts, you got H3785. And the point here was magic, application of ritual actions, and that's what they do. They sell products. They do this, and when we go sell products, we're less successful because we got forces working against us to keep us from making money and making a lot of money. But Esau, he can put forth his power on the left hand side, and he'll make a bunch of money. We put forth our power on the right hand side, and we'll only get back but so much. All right, this is not our kingdom. All right. The application of rituals and actions, especially those based on occult knowledge, to subdue and or manipulate natural or supernatural beings, because they're manipulating you to get by those products. All right, because you put a black face on it, like Jordan. You put Jordan's face on there, it develops a certain, I'll use the word swagger or whatever, a certain feel to it, and you're attracted to it. All right. Now we're all, on some level, we're all, susceptible to this, but you got 2/3, most people, they are hyper attracted to these products. All right. To subdue or manipulate natural. So you're being manipulated by a black face. Because remember, if Jordan was never faces on those shoes, Nike wouldn't be shit. All right. To subdue or manipulate natural or supernatural beings and forces in order to have some benefit from them. All right, that's all we need from that. All right. We go back to Mr. West. Exaltation. Mute that.
Financial company as it can be, it's there as an influencer because black people love Nike. So Nike is like a company that is redlining and gerrymandering black people. So the reason why Gap wanted me to go to Gap, it wasn't based on, oh, we need to get our stocks up.
Right. So again, to reinforce, it's not about making a bunch of money. Not in every business. It's about influencing, taking your minds away from the task at hand. And we're all guilty of that to a certain extent. That's why we have to mitigate that. We need these chains of darkness. So we got to mitigate the distractions. But there are actual spiritual forces out there that are compelling us to take our mind off of the task at hand. All right.
It's like these companies, when they black people, that is redlining and gerrymandering black people. So the reason why Gap wanted me to go to Gap, it wasn't based on, oh, we need to get our stocks up. It's like these companies, when they've been around for a long time, Gap's not like, they're like, we're in the rag trade. We're never going to be Apple. And everyone, all of these American companies somehow took this deal where they start putting in these really awkward, weird number kind of CEOs. Like Nike's got one, the Gap had one, it didn't work out. And there's all of these weird operators inside of companies, even in Balenciaga, they're just there for control. Steve,
he got to watch what he say. I don't know if he was being told to say this or that he like malfunctioning, but it seemed like he's really being careful about what he said. I think he's saying the weird people there. I think he's talking about like a witch to attract. This is my opinion, to attract people or certain people to their products. I think they got witches in these major clothing companies to attract the children of Israel to buy their products and to help them further distract them from the task at hand, from clearly thinking. All right, because either way, 2/3 of Israel going to be destroyed anyway. But focusing on these things clouds your judgment, clouds your priorities. You got to get your priorities straight. Eh? So even though they 2/3 anyway, if they would at least have clear thinking, clear, definite thinking, they would be more successful. But nope, the Lord gave them over to a reprobate mind, gave them over to be susceptible to those demons. So they fucked pretty much. So yeah, he being careful with his words. Y'all can speculate, what he's not saying, but that's how I think they're saying. He said these weird people. What the fuck does that mean? These weird people? What's the phrase he used?
It didn't work out. And there's all of these weird operators inside a company.
He said weird operators. I think those are witches. Weird operators? Yeah. I think those are witches.
Even in Balenciaga, they're just there for control. Steve Jobs talked about it. It's the most important thing you can have is control. Look at me, all the money, all the influence, and I have to act a complete ass to have any say-so of anything that my children are doing, because that group of people have control and say-so over all the children inside of the clan.
Okay, I don't know, what is he talking about? That group of people? He talking about his handler, or he might be malfunctioning, or he's being told to say this. I don't know. But that group of people, who do y'all think he's talking about? Those weird people in the companies, witches. I remember the elders and apostles talking about the master of the record. You have a master that all the copies are made off of, and they have a witch that actually comes in and puts curses on or spirits on the master album, and then it's copied. Right? Or the data now. I guess it wouldn't be technically a master, but like the data, they'll curse the solid state hard drive or whatever, put curses and spirits on it. So when people listen to it, they'll be influenced by it if they don't have the protection of the Holy Spirit and the angels. All right. So those weird people, who are they? They have control over apparently his children and children. I guess he's kind of outing his wife a little bit too at the same time. Kim Kardashian was ex-wife.
To have any say-so of anything that my children are doing, because to have any the influence, and I have to act a complete ass to have any say-so of anything that my children are doing, because that group of people have control and say-so over all the children inside of the clan. So that's what these companies are set up for. That's the type of CEOs they're hiring, especially when the founders are out of there. They kind of just give the companies up to a bunch of people, and they're all in cahoots. Like anyone that ever worked with me, they just look at, who's farming for talent that we can hire to be our new BLM office manager. Kind of like Obama.
What do you think of Obama as a BLM office manager?
Best one ever.
Yeah.
Best one ever. And I think Obama.
Oh yeah, you heard what he said? He said that Obama was a BLM office manager. So the BLM office managers, I think he was saying, as an analogy he's putting forth, is that they head the office over a white company, so they can influence so-called black people. All right, so you put the token up front, so they'll look at the token. So he's saying they looking at Obama as a token, so they'll follow whatever the influencer Obama says. So I don't know if is he malfunctioning or they just planning for him to say that. That was powerful. They just said. All right, let's go that again.
Like Obama.
What do you think of Obama as a
who's farming for talent that we can hire to be our new BLM office manager? Kind of like Obama.
What do you think of Obama as a BLM office manager?
Best one ever.
Yeah.
Best one ever. And you know, I think Obama, just like Virgil, these people were truly black to their core and truly brilliant to their core. But they went into situations thinking that they could do it the white way as a black man. And we saw what color Obama's hair was when he went in, and we saw what color it was when he went out. You know, Virgil lost all his hair, you know, and eventually passed away. So when I have techniques that are revolutionary, if I raise my voice, if I express myself on Instagram, it's...
All right. Link will be in the description box. You can listen to the rest of it. This is 1 Peter 4:3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles. All right? Meaning, like, be like the heathen in time past. But now that we are in the Lord, in Yahushua, we believe, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you, overflowing, pouring out, metaphor, access, food of riot, in which a dissolute life pours itself forth. Force. It's too much. Access. Yeah, because the world want to make you, be like them. They want to mold you into a Gentile. All right. We're not Gentiles. All right. We are the sons of Yahweh and the Son Yahushua. All right. Speak evil if you don't do the same shit they do. If you don't like Nikes and what's that True Religion jeans and all that stupid shit, they'll look at you like something wrong with you. You ain't got no drip on, whatever the fuck they calling this shit now. All right, it says let's give account in the radio, and they trying to judge us. You can't judge us, all right, because we preparing to meet Yahushua. All right, well, it says, but the end of all things, 4:7, is at hand. Be therefore sober and watch unto prayer. All right, that there. I think I had one more. I'll close it out. You go to Proverbs 7, referring to different doctrines, different teachings. All right, Matthew 7:19. And a young man is an Israelite that doesn't have the knowledge to resist those teachings that are false, that are going to lead you to your destruction. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. Fair speech. Let me see. La croix. Let's leave that there. Learn, teach, insight. Teaching power, persuasiveness. It's not going to show up right. Yep, teaching power. Teaching power. See, there's such thing as having teaching power. All right? Because not everybody has that. Teaching power. That's a heavy word right there. Or phrase. All right? Teaching power. Doctrine. Learning. Fair speech. Something received. Mentally. Right down there, mentally, instruction. Not everybody got teaching power. All right. With her much fair speech, that's different teachings that are outside of the Holy Spirit of Yahweh and the Son Yahushua. With her much fair speech, she calls him to yield. Let's look up yield. All right, let's nasaha. Yield, to incline, to decline. Downward movement, incline, a slope. bend down. You submit it, basically. You submit it to the opposition forces because you believe they're outside of your control. So you submit it to that speech. You submit it to those outside influences that were telling you to do things, and you chose to do it. You chose to acquiesce. You chose to be a part of it. All right. To turn, to incline, to bend down, to bow, turn, pervert, incline, bend down. You yield it, all right, to the teachings, to persuasive, powerful teaching. 39:48, teaching power. You yielded to the teaching power, right there. And some people, all right, some organizations have strong teaching power, all right. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With a flattering of her lips, she forced him. All right. He goeth after her straightway as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, to a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare or to a trap, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thy heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her paths. For she hath cast down many wounded, yet many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. Which meaning the grave. Hell is the grave. Meaning you failed. All right? You failed. If you decline to the power of her teachings. All right? Her powerful teaching. That's another way, another teaching outside of what you have been taught. All right, outside of the Holy Scriptures. All right, I think I'm going to do one more or read Isaiah 42 and 22, and I'll go back to the Kanye West clip and close it out. But this is a people robbed and spoiled, and they are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. All right, so I mean, what, our minds are trapped in the prison house that Esau set up for us as a trap, to be trapped, whether it be their religion, their poisonous juice programs, or voting a certain way. How you should feel about, the Transformers' rights, the Alphabet's rights. They set these tokens up as heads of organizations, heads of state, presidents, senators, to make you acquiesce to their will. So that means you're not free. You're a slave because your mind is in prison. He's an insider, obviously, but he makes a good point. And when you see a figurehead like this, again, he put the token up. So listen to him with this. What he's saying is true. Is the truth within this segment that I'm displaying.
When companies get the BLM managers.
What's a BLM manager?
Black Lives Matter office manager. It's basically you get a semi-influential black person to become the face of a white company.
Yeah.
Right. So that means like in the design world, in the art world, they actually would pick artists that were less talented than other artists based on their influence, not based on their actual work, because everyone is vying for influence and an opinion. Everyone is afraid of losing their opinion. So with Nike, right? Nike is as famous as, you say Nike's more famous than PayPal, right?
Yeah.
Right. What number? Overall, you got McDonald's, then SpaceX is maybe 6 or 7. It's really interesting that as lit as Elon is, his previous company is actually still worth more than SpaceX. So what number company do you think Nike is, the Nike? number 321. It's not there to be as big a financial company as it can be. It's there as an influencer because black people love Nike. So as big a financial company as it can be, to be as big a financial company as it can be, it's there as an influencer because black people love Nike. So Nike is like a company that is redlining and gerrymandering black people. So the reason why Gap wanted me to go to Gap, it wasn't based on, oh, we need to get our stocks up. You know, it's like these companies, when they've been around for a long time, Gap's not like, they're like, we're in the rag trade, we're never gonna be Apple. And everyone, all of these American companies somehow took this deal where they start putting in these really awkward, weird number kind of CEOs. Like Nike's got one, the Gap had one, it didn't work out. And there's all of these weird operators inside of companies, even in Balenciaga, you know. They're just there for control. Steve Jobs talked about it.